Welcome to the Transform Sales Podcast, where forward-thinking business leaders come to share their experiences and ideas, learn from each other, and amplify their results together.
How's it going, everybody? Today I'm with co-founder Ashid from Draftly. Ashid, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, pretty good. How are you doing?
Doing great as well. It's another very interesting episode of the Transform Sales Podcast, where we will be discussing how Draftly can help digital marketers or digital agencies create content at scale for LinkedIn, not only for themselves, but also for their clients. Why don't you tell us, Ashid, a little bit more about Draftly? What is it?
Sure. So Draftly is a LinkedIn content creation and scheduling platform, which is designed specifically for digital marketing agencies. So what it does, it enables digital marketing agencies to create high performing, high impact, high quality content and schedule them effortlessly for their clients. And with this, what happens is it saves them resources, their time, and the content that is generated for the clients sounds like the client rather than sounding like a robot. And it aligns with or it is optimized for LinkedIn's audience and LinkedIn algorithm.
Okay, now this is interesting because recently we've seen an explosion of AI tools that allow you to create a lot of content, but it does not feel like it was written by, again, the same people that have been writing the content or writing the content in the agency, or at least for those specific clients, because you may have clients with specific brand styles or communication styles. So that's something that we want to unpack. Before we go there, what are agencies today, or let's say before they become your clients, what do they typically do to create content for themselves and their accounts?
Sure. So there are multiple things that they do. First approach we have seen is that they use some tools like Buffer or HotSuite, which helps them schedule the post, but the content creation process is still with them. And the typical process is they would onboard a client, try to understand what niche they are in, and try to understand their style. Let's say, for example, the customer is in a Web3 space. They would first do the research on, okay, what are the types of content I can write, what is trending in the market at the moment. They would do all the research, come up with a couple of questions, come up with some prompts, share it with their client would respond back. Usually we have seen that the client responds back with voice notes via WhatsApp. Then the team would take this voice notes, transcribe it, and then take this raw content, convert it into something which is optimized for LinkedIn, and then they go to some design tools like Canva to create carousels or images, because LinkedIn tends to promote this kind of post, which has carousel or like carousel post and images post higher. So this is a very lengthy process that they go through right now.
Perfect. That was actually going to be my next question, right? What is the issue? You just described it. It's a lengthy process. There's multiple people involved, and there's almost like a ping pong type of game in the middle in which something is created, it's bounced back with the client. There may be some ideas, it's brought back in, give it another shape, wordsmithing over there, and then bring it back until it's finally approved. Then it gets deployed. And so just in the ideation, creation, or approving that first copy that gets sent out, there's a lot of time, people involved, and steps. But I'm wondering also if in the publishing process, there's also some steps that your platform can optimize. So,
Sure.
yeah, go ahead. No, I was going to say, just why don't we just jump into a screen share where you, as you talk through the different features, show us how or what are the features that within Draftly these agencies can use to speed up the process from aligning with the client, deploying the content, reviewing it, even, I don't know, probably reporting the results of the content that has been published.
Sure. Let me share my screen. So I'll show you a couple of features which stands out. So first is agencies use the idea generator feature a lot, which helps them generate ideas. So right now the process is they go through a lot of online resources to figure out what is trending in the market at the moment for a specific niche, because not every content writer is expert in all the domains that the client is working in. For example, let's say, for example, the agency onboards a client who is into Web3 and crypto space. What the team can do is they can go to Idea Generator and generate a new idea for the client. So let's say, for example, the idea, they want to generate idea on the topic Web3 and blockchain security in 2025. They can click on generate idea, and what Draftly will do is it will come up with an idea, but not just idea. It will also come up with a template. Now, this is the template that they can share with their client that, hey, can you fill in all the placeholders for us? And then we'll create a content out of it. If you don't like the idea, you can always move on to the next one. If you like the idea, you can save it and generate a post out of it. So that's how simple it is. So you are avoiding all the manual research work that you are doing, and let Draftly take care of all the heavy lifting for you. The second feature I would like to show is content creation part. So let's say, for example, your client says that, hey, I want to share one story with my audience, and this is a real story which one of our agency clients' customer shared. And I'll make it short, but the client wanted to share that they had a discussion with one of their friends, and how their friend spent a lot of time building a product without sharing it with their potential customers, and how it failed after 2 years, having zero customers. So I'll share the idea or the raw content that customer got, the agency got, and using this, they were able to create content in few seconds. So put all the raw idea, raw content that you have, click on create content. It will generate the content which is optimized for LinkedIn.
I love it. The spacing, the format, the bullets, it turns the content that you gave it into a content that is easy to digest, optimized, as you said, for people on LinkedIn. We like the bullet points, we like the stories, but we kind of don't want to see big chunks of paragraphs of text that immediately like demotivates you from reading.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
And the third thing that I want to show you is if you have created content for LinkedIn, you might have noticed that LinkedIn doesn't have a very efficient way of scheduling the post. So every time you want to create a post and publish it, if you want to be consistent, you would have a lot of posts created upfront, and then you would keep posting it every single day. And of course, LinkedIn has a mechanism to schedule the post, but it's not very efficient, like I said. Moreover, if you are creating, let's say, for example, over a weekend, you sit down and write 10 articles or 10 posts for the next 10 days. You have to keep track of when is the last post scheduled, and you have to keep on adding the days. Whereas what we have is you can go to your profile, you can go to posting schedule, and you can create your own schedule. So as you can see right now, I have a schedule for 7 days a week between 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. I post one post every single day. So with this, what happens is that you can create content, add it to a bucket. We call it queue. You keep adding to the queue. Every day, Draftly will take one content from this at a specific time. So if it's Friday, it will take one content at 8:37 in the evening. Take one content, publish it. So now your bucket goes down by one. So you can keep on adding new content to your bucket. So
Wow.
this
Amazing.
also, yeah.
I can see how this can alleviate a lot of the burdens on scheduling, or like, fine, sometimes I just want to focus on content creation, but then I have to spend a lot of time kind of like brainstorming or ideating when does each piece go out, or this just, hey, go crazy creating. You can go on a 2-3 day spree of content creation and then set it there, leave it in the bucket. And once you see this running out, or the bucket, let's say, becoming smaller and smaller with the available pieces of content, then you go ahead and have another brainstorming creation session. And you just showed us how you can go in the full funnel of creating ideas, elaborating templates that you can send to your clients to populate with details, receiving those stories and details, giving it to the platform so that it creates pieces of content that are easy to consume on LinkedIn. And now here you can schedule them. I guess this is pretty interesting. One thing that may be interesting for the audience, would you be able to show us how you can feed it the content in order to like train it on the style of writing that you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, sure. So basically what happens is when our agency clients are working with their clients, every client of theirs has a different style of writing, and they want that the content should be posted in their style and not sound like a generic post. So the feature that we have, we call it brand voice. So basically what you can do is, let me just go and paste one content, okay? So I'll show you how it works. one of our agency clients customer has a style, a different, very different style of writing. So what I do is I can go to add brand voice, paste the content. So basically what you can do is you can ask your customer, can you share some content that you have already written? And you paste it here and you ask Draftly to analyze this content. So basically what it does, it analyze the content in multiple different for multiple different parameters. For example, what is the tone that customer uses, the person uses, what is the style, what is the sentence structure, what is the sentence length, what is the vocabulary that person uses. It will analyze everything and it will give you the analysis of the content. And going forward, when you write a content, if you select this brand voice, it will try to mimic that style so that the post sounds like coming from that user only or from that person only.
Fantastic. I have seen a couple of extensions that you can use to see, like the other day I came across one called Clio, allows you to see the content created by somebody and what are the best performing posts on LinkedIn. I can see now a situation where if a brand doesn't have a very defined tone, but they say, hey, I would like you to sound like X person, maybe Ashid, and the way he comments on LinkedIn, then you can just feed it right now, as you showed us, add a brand voice, feed it posts that you've done on LinkedIn, and it's going to mimic that. And again, continue to optimize everything that I've sent it to a LinkedIn post, but in the style that I've chosen.
Exactly.
It's kind of like having a Waze and its custom voices taking you through directions, etc. I can see how you just created one and added to the library of voices. And as an agency, I just pick, hey, this content is for this company or this client, so give it this voice, and so on and so on.
Exactly.
I can imagine even a situation where, because I've been creating content recently, I can get some, let's say, industry reports, and there could be one file that has information on law firms and fintech companies, and I have two different clients. I feed it the same file, just choose one voice. It comes out with one content, a different voice, same source, but picking two different voices should come up with slightly different content. Is that correct, Ashik?
It's exactly correct. So when you give the same content but different styles, different brand voices, it will create two different types of content that matches that brand voice.
That's fantastic. All right, now talk to us a little bit around, let's say there's an agency in the audience, they're curious about the platform. Does this have like a free plan, freemium plan? Is it only paid plans? In what type of support they can get or expect on each of those plans?
Sure. So we basically have two plans. We call it Light Plan and a Pro Plan. The Light Plan is for someone who just wants to get started. It's for individuals, whereas Pro Plan is for agencies. We have 7 days free trial where you can try all the features, no cap, no restriction on any of the features. If you like it, you can convert it to a paid plan. And we have a support via chat. At the bottom, you can see chat support, and you can also contact us via email.
Aside from chat and email, does someone on the paid plan can talk to, let's say, someone in support, schedule a meeting in case they need some assistance, some hands-on training, something like that?
We do provide, we have a training tutorials, and we do a demo with all the customers who are getting stuck. So I regularly do one-on-one demo with all the customers who needs help in onboarding.
Excellent. That's fantastic. Now, I want to ask you a couple more questions. What, when it comes to your typical clients or some of your best users would be agencies, that's who we want to provide this content for. How long would you say it typically takes them to start using your platform in order to create content for their clients? And what would you recommend they prepare, they have ready? We just discussed, for example, having a couple of pieces of content to mimic the style, the writing style that the platform wants to have. Aside from that, what else would you recommend, and how long would you say it takes them to reach full productivity?
See, like I mentioned, in the manual process, it takes them a lot of time to understand what the ICP of the customer is, what is the style that they want to mimic, or what is their style, what is their tone. Also, what is their niche, because not every content writer would be familiar with that niche. But with Draftly, you You need a brand voice. You need a couple of articles from them so you can mimic their style. And the other details that you need are who are they? So basically, you ask them, who are you? What is your ICP and what are the topics on which you usually write? This helps us understand how to mimic that persona.
Mhm.
So that's it.
Excellent. I think the rest is once you bring over the content so that the style is copied, the rest is just go crazy ideating campaigns, and that creative process is pretty subjective when it comes to the time it may take. But you've given us a tool to speed that up, which is the ideation for content, right? Idea generation, where I can just type, kind of say or tell to the platform, and correct me if I'm wrong, hey, I want to create something for this audience and it's this season and I've seen these trends. What do you recommend I create? Give me ideas for a quarter of content and I want to post weekly. And it can start to suggest maybe some titles, and then I can just pick and continue to expand on the ideas that I like the most. Is that kind of like how it works?
That's correct. Moreover, if you mention that my ICP is, let's say, for example, people who want to invest in crypto, but they're not tech savvy, then in that case, the Draftly will use the terminology which a non-tech person can also understand. So your ICP decides, or whatever you mention in your ICP decides what type of content, what type of vocabulary, or whether we should be using jargons or not.
That's incredible. Now, what would you say your clients, let's say the agencies using Draftly today, are using to evaluate the success of Draftly? What do you recommend for someone in the audience to pay attention to if they decide they want to jump in and give it a try? What is the difference they should notice?
First of all, we have seen that our agency customers have seen that there is a lot of increase in the likes, comments, engagement, and the shares of the content that is generated using Draftly. On top of that, they are saving a lot of time on doing the research work. Like I mentioned earlier, not every content writer is expert in everything, but with this tool, with Draftly, they can ideate and create templates, ideas for their customer very quickly. So it saves a lot of time in terms of human resource as well as the number of resources they need.
Okay, so it sounds like it's increasing the engagement metrics with the content because you're pushing out better content. And number two, it's taking you less resources and time to create such a content. So overall optimization on, let's say, content creation pipeline. You mentioned specifically LinkedIn. Any other channels? I think you mentioned email at the beginning, or is it
Right now, we are focused only on LinkedIn. But I would like to add one more thing in the KPI, that the feedback that we have got from our customers is that their customers are liking the content that is created using this. And they also like the speed at which our customers or the agencies are able to generate the content.
That's incredible. It's a byproduct of doing a better job for your clients as an agency. They're gonna like the work that you're doing more. They're gonna stay with you the longest. Probably increase the contract. If, let's say, you have them on a one post a week cadence, they're liking the content that you're creating, then you should definitely recommend that they increase the pace, probably bring it up to 2 to 3 pieces, right? Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And that increases, of course, the type of contract that you may have with your clients, the retention, of course, and the conversion that you're getting. All things considered, pretty good results for the agencies. Awesome. Is there anything else, Ashit, that you would like to share with the audience? Some agency probably considering if Draftly is a good idea for them?
Uh, no, I think we pretty much covered everything, but they can give it a try if they are stuck. If they need any help, I'm always here to help.
Awesome. Fantastic. So there you have it. If you want to consider Draftly to create content at scale for your clients as an agency, definitely go check them out at the Klatos Marketplace. They will be there to assist you, get you onboarded quickly. And there's a 7-day free trial that you can use to get a feel for how fast the platform can work for you. Ashit, it's been a pleasure to have you on the show, and I hope to have you on a future episode.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.